All right, what's up, TFM? Welcome to your strength training for Wednesday. Your strength training today is going to start off with a barbell strict press complex. This is going to be tempo strict press, 5 sets of 3 reps, and the tempo is going to be 5 seconds up, 3-second hold overhead, 5-second tempo on the way down for 3 reps, okay? As always, on the strength training side, make sure you guys are paying attention to what barbell you're using. The yellow tape barbells are 45-pound bars. They're going to be your barbells that you use for squatting and for pressing, so it's going to be the barbell that we're going to use today. However, if this barbell is a little too heavy for you to use today, you can go grab a 35-pound barbell from the fitness method side, bring it over to the strength training side. Just make sure you do take it back to our side when you are done with your sets for the day. All right. So tempo strict press, this is going to be a little bit on the lighter side for most people, okay? Because again, this is basically a 13-second strict press that you have to do for 3 reps, 5 times, okay? So here's how that's going to work. So I'm going to have the barbell on the rack. I'm going to set up, get ready to go, unrack that barbell, get it in my front rack position with those elbows in front of me. Again, on strict press, I am not going to use my legs. My core is going to be tight. I'm thinking about screwing my feet into the ground. And I'm going to take this barbell and I'm going to rise it up for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Holding up overhead for 1, 2, 3. Coming back down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That would be 1 rep. I have 2 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, holding overhead for 1, 2, 3 seconds, coming back down for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then I would have 1 more again, rising up for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 seconds, holding overhead for 1, 2, 3, coming down for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. From there, after those 3 reps, I can re-rack that barbell now, okay? As you guys are taking the barbell overhead, remember we want to focus on getting that head through, okay? We don't want to push the barbell away from us and our head back. We want to think about getting that head through and our head finishing, or the barbell finishing behind our ears. I can see your ears in front of that barbell, okay? When you're holding up over top, that's a great opportunity to think about, are my scaps packed? Is my core tight? What is all of that doing? That's what this tempo is going to help you with today. It's going to be focusing on all of that positioning and where your core should be, what your arms are doing, what your head's doing, that full body stability. And again, strict press, there is no dip and drive. It is just a strict press overhead. All right. Again, you have that tempo up, that 3-second pause overhead, and that 5-second tempo back on the way down. Again, that is 5 sets of 3 reps. This can be building, it can be a cross. It is based on feel for you today. All right, Wednesday's strength training is going to continue on with deadlifts. So after your tempo strict press over on the squat rack, you're going to come on over here to the deadlifting platforms for 4 sets of 10 reps of deadlifts. All right, so you'll notice the deadlift barbells are going to be taped with blue tape on the sides of them. All right, so make sure you guys again are paying attention to what barbell you use in the different areas of the dungeon strength training side. So you'll see that the barbells, you can load them nicely, all right, on this little loader here. To take that off, you're just going to pull it forward. Barbell is going to roll out, and then you can reset it down to get it out of the way. These are going to be traditional deadlifts today. So 4 sets of 10, just regular deadlifts. These can be building or across. So whatever you need based on field today. So for the deadlifts, again, you can be in whatever grip you want. Mixed grip, neutral grip. Biggest thing is we want to think those back are going to be nice and flat. That barbell is going to stay nice and close to you. I'm going to raise it up. All right, and then come back down. Thinking about my chest and my hips rising together. Finishing with everything extended. My ankles, knees, hips, shoulders behind the bar. Everything is at full extension. And then I come back down. That would be 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, so a good way to always remember keeping that back flat is I like to think pull those shoulder blades together. All right, that's gonna help you set your back the whole time. And we wanna focus on keeping that throughout the entire movement. So again, back's flat. You wanna think your chest and your hips are gonna rise together on every rep. So again, these deadlifts are going to be 4 sets of 10. Again, they can be building or across based on feel for you today. You're going to superset your 4 sets of 10 deadlifts with 4 sets of 10 single leg hip thrusts with a pause on the bench. Right, so this is going to be with a dumbbell today. It'll be 1 dumbbell, and that dumbbell is going to be placed on your working leg. So on the bench, just like a hip thrust with a barbell, but now we've got a dumbbell that, as you can see, it's going to be right there on that working leg for me. All right, I'm going to come down, get into position with my shoulders just slightly on the bench. Okay, about my shoulder blades kind of roughly right under it. I'm gonna have this leg under me, all right, my working leg under me. My non-working leg is gonna be raised, and I'm just gonna come down. I'm gonna pause at the top, come back down. Just a significant pause, no exact rep range or timing range there, okay? It'll be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, you guys can rest between legs. That's perfectly okay. You're gonna want it, because trust me, your glutes are gonna be burning on this one. All right, you know you're doing it right if you feel it a lot in the glutes. So then I would just take this dumbbell. I would switch legs. Again, that dumbbell is gonna be placed on your working leg. All right, so I'm gonna bend that leg up. Now my left leg is gonna be straight. All right, I'm gonna come down, hip thrust up with a pause, thinking about tucking my pelvis the whole time. All right, keeping everything nice and tight, my core engaged, thinking that working foot straight, non-working foot straight. That's 3. Here's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, again, you want to think about keeping that pelvis tucked the whole time. All right, you guys know you're doing it right if your lower back is not taking over and you don't feel a lot in your quads. Again, this should be primarily glutes and hamstrings. And you are going to superset your deadlifts with these hip thrusts. So you're going to go 1 set of deadlifts, 1 set of your hip thrust with the pause, okay? Another set of deadlifts, then your single leg hip thrust with the pause. So again, this is gonna be 4 sets of 10 per leg with the pause on your single leg hip thrusts. All right, Wednesday's strength training is going to continue with a couplet of dumbbell biceps curls plus overhead press and dumbbell goblet squats, just like you would with a kettlebell. Both of these are going to be 4 sets of 10 reps. So I've got my dumbbells here. All right, bicep curls are gonna be normal palms up grip. All right, I'm thinking about packing my scaps down, engaging my lower traps like we do with everything. All right, I'm gonna curl that dumbbell up. I'm gonna rotate it, take that overhead, come back down. That would be 1. I would have 10 reps of that. There's 2. Again, thinking about keeping my shoulders down and back the whole time. There's 3. There's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, again, especially on the way up. One thing about not shrugging up into the shoulders, everything stays down and back. This is going to make it a little bit more challenging, all right, but the movement effective. I'm also on the curl, not curling forward, not letting everything protrude forward. All right, everything is nice and tight. Scaps are packed, shoulder blades are drawn together, all right, throughout the entire movement. Again, that is going to be superset with 4 sets of 10 dumbbell goblet squats. So just like you would a kettlebell, I'm going to hold that dumbbell in the front rack position, or kind of in the goblet position, you would say. All right, and you just have 10 squats again, just like you would a kettlebell goblet squat. So feet just about hips width apart, like we would a front squat, back squat, any kind of squat we do. You're going to have that dumbbell in front of you now, though. You're going to squat down for 1, all the way down below parallel. 2, think about staying nice and controlled the whole time. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Again, you would have 4 sets of that as well. So again, those dumbbell bicep curl plus overhead press, 4 sets of 10, as well as the goblet squats, which you are going to superset with the dumbbell bicep curl plus overhead press. Both of those 4 sets, 10 reps. All right, Wednesday's strength training is going to finish with cable Palloff presses. So you will need a single arm handle, which you can find back here behind me. Any of the single arm handles work perfectly fine for this. I'm going to have the cable pretty much coming from right beside me. It doesn't have to be heavy for this. This is about stability and core work. All right, so I'm going to bring that cable out. All right, I'm going to grip it with that hand. That's going to be my working hand. The other hand is going to support it on top. I'm going to, again, think my shoulders are down and packed. Again, this is 4 sets of 12 per side. So I just bring it to my chest and press out. Again, thinking about not shrugging, using my lower scaps. All right, there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. From there, I would turn around, do the same thing on the other side. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right, again, noticing my shoulders are down and back the whole time, regardless of which side I'm using. All right, I'm not shrugging up into my neck. Everything is tight. I've got a nice athletic stance. My core is tight. Again, these cable Palloff presses are going to be 4 sets of 12 reps per side. And that concludes Wednesday's strength training.